Hi, my name is Zach. Today we're going to be going through a review of the ClubRunner Grants module for clubs. We'll be covering your club's grants, how to work through the grant process. As a note, some of the process may be different depending on how your district's grants team handles things. If you have questions on how to access this through your district's website or your access on this on your district's website, please contact your district grants team or district secretary for more information. To get started, we're here logged into our district's website. We're going to go ahead and move up to the Grants tab, as you can see it located here. We're going to go ahead and click on the tab, and then on the blue bar below, we're going to click on My Club's Grants. On the My Club's Grants page, you can see any pending, submitted, etc. applications. As you can see here, this club recently submitted a grant and it's been approved and archived, so it's all done. We can go into that grant and review any of the notes. We can submit a brand new grant here on the left. We can review any of the district's grants documents. And if we're curious about any of the specifics, we can view the ClubRunner support website and get some help with additional grants. Through our grants that we already have submitted, or regardless of which status in, you can see when the grant was submitted, the name of the grant, the club that is sponsoring the grant, the estimated budget, and how much the district has approved the grant for. So to get started here, we're going to start with submitting our grant. So I'm going to come up here on the left and we can click submit a grant request from this page, or if we were back at the admin page or at any point in time, we can always click on the grants tab and then we can click submit a grant request. This page allows you to get started submitting your actual grant request. Every district's information, this text that you see right here below the submit a grant request page, this can be customized by every district. Yours may look slightly or very different. If you have any questions here, most districts include information on how to get in touch with them. So to get started, the bare minimum is our project name. We're going to do we're going to do Coats for Kids Part 2. We're going to do it in the current year. So for us, that is 2016 and 2017. That is the right contact, but I am the person who's the contact. This list of contacts here will be pulled from your qualified club members, and those are the only people who can be listed as the contact person. You'll enter the country, if it's different from what is already set up, the state, your zip code, and the city name. You also do need to enter a description of your grants. It does get very cold up here in Wisconsin. And then you'll need to add the estimated budget. Now this isn't required, but your district may provide you instructions otherwise. We are going to say we need an extra $1,000. So from here, we filled out all of the required fields. It all looks great. We're going to go ahead and click submit. Now, if you filled out something wrong or you don't have time or you don't want to submit it right now, you can hit cancel. All of the information will be discarded, but for the purpose of this video, we will continue on to the submit. We're now returned back to the grants page. We can now see that we have our Coats for Kids Part 2 grant. We can see the day that it was submitted. We can see who sponsored it and how much we're asking for. So I'm going to go ahead and I know that my district's grant team wants specific information, preferably before they get a chance to look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Coats for Kids Part 2 link, or I can come over here and click on Open. Both will take you into the grant project. So as a quick example, let's say you mess something up or you're really not ready to submit the grant yet, or something else occurs where you have it. You can cancel your grants, which will set into the canceled state. Or you can request more information, but most of the time the district's going to be using that functionality. The nice thing about this is with most districts, if you request more information or you cancel a grant or you make any of the changes, emails get dispatched to the right people so they can know that changes need to come and be done. So this is the basic details of your grants page. This isn't the whole thing. This is just the very basics. So all this is the information we entered on the first page. But if I had more description now that maybe it's been a little bit of time, I could start adding additional descriptors. If I know that other local clubs are working with us, we could add them. If I knew that partners outside of our local Rotary clubs, any other cooperating service organizations, companies, etc., we can add them under other partners. We'll go ahead and do that now. So ClubRunner has decided to help sponsor our Coats for Kids. I'll go ahead and fill that out. And I'm going to go ahead and create. As you can see, I'm going to scroll back down the page. We've listed ClubRunner as a partner. The local club partners works very similarly, except that in this case, since we're adding a local partner from our district, I can select from any of the other clubs in the area, but I don't have any local club partners right now, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel. So back to our grant, we have several tabs in the grant section. We have our application. As I noted before, a lot of this text here is going to be potentially customized by your district. They'll include specific instructions for any of these things. So if you had your general description of the grant, based on this, I'm supposed to describe the project and the problem that it addresses, etc. I can click the edit button here. It will let me input text, images, media, etc., all the things that I need to do, all of the descriptors that I need. And when I'm done, I can go ahead and hit save, or if I don't actually want to make changes to this, I can hit cancel. Each section is essentially the same. You have your group, and then you have your instructions, and then you have the ability to edit and fill it in. After you've reviewed this section, you can move on to the budget. This is where you're going to list your expected expenses and your expected income. If you have, under the Documents tab, if you have any documents like receipts, Excel files, PDFs, anything all related to this project that you want to attach as documentation, this is a great place to do it. You can see the documents as well as the district administrators who would review this. We have the project overview. This is essentially a compilation of all of our other tabs put together. This is used for the paper archive. See, you can click here and print it. It will pop up in a brand new window, and you would have a paper copy or a printed copy. This is all of the information that has already been included in the grant page, all put together in a single place. Go ahead and close this. We have an individual project report. Most districts will have put in specific text here, and you would want to follow their instructions and fill it out as required, as well as submitting your financial report, all of the sources of income. So the money you got from your local sponsors, the money you got from your fundraising, the money you got from your other club partners if you have them, all of your expenses, itemized reports, or itemized expenses. We'd have to pay for the coats, we'd have to pay for potentially the shipping or the delivery of the coats, whatever goes into buying, shipping, delivering, all the project expenses should be listed here. And then finally we have the activity log. The activity log logs everything in the general sense that has been changed. So if I request more information from the district, or if the district has requested more information from me, the grant's canceled, funded, etc., any of the comments that are entered, they would show up here. That concludes our basic overview of how to submit a grant for your district. Thank you for your time.